Hello everyone, good evening. Hello, hello Saurav, hello Ayan. Good evening everyone. How is your weekend going? So today we are going to talk about counseling and much more. So I have added Shalini. So we are going to talk about counseling today. Counseling is a useful tool which can help people cope up emotions and feelings. But the negative stigma surrounding therapy sessions makes people uncomfortable seeking help. Despite growing awareness about counseling, people feel uncomfortable going for counseling. But they don't know that it can help people from all walks of life. However, whatever the concerns, maybe people should not stop themselves from taking such an empowering step towards seeking help through counseling. So today in tunes with Shalini Singh, who will enlighten us about counseling and much more, psychological counseling. And before that, let me introduce you all who Shalini Singh is. Shalini Singh is a psychological counselor. She's a RCI certified in special education, a play therapist, a life coach, a storyteller, and a motivational speaker. And she is the recipient of Lead India Superwoman Award 2021. She is a speaker at global festivals of spiritual sciences held at Pyramids Valley, Bangalore. She is a speaker at various schools across the globe. Welcome, Shalini.
Thank you so much. Means a lot. And all the best for your endeavor. I'm so happy and privileged to be a part of this, Neetu.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of my show. So, Shalini, tell us something about yourself.
Okay. So if you had asked me this question a couple of years back, I would have told I have done this, this, and this. Okay. But when I was doing my life coaching training, this was the same question which was given to all of us. Okay. So what do you do? Who are you? Identify and introduce yourself. So we all, there were a few stalwarts. So we all started talking about, okay, I'm an MBA, I'm a BE, I'm this and that. Okay. So we went on talking about what we were doing, and we were very happy. And then our speaker, our guest lecturer, he was like, I again ask you, introduce yourself. So we were like, did we miss anything? The second round started. I'm so and so's wife, I'm so and so's husband, and I have got so many kids. Again the question goes back. The speaker was like, so now I really want to answer you what I learned in life coaching. Okay. So I would say I'm a free spirited soul. I love traveling. I love to meet people. Friends say you are very empathetic. Few of them tell too much actually, but I feel that I connect with the emotions of people, and I make an effort. I make an effort for that. I love nature, and I have one thing in my mind always. I really want to serve society, as well as try to take the pain away from everybody. Not possible for sure, but at least whoever comes in my journey, whoever comes in my path. So this is all about me, and this is how I introduce myself now after that.
So nice, so nice. Okay, so based on your experiences,
Okay, actually, I will stop you, Neetu. Is it okay? Can I stop you?
sure.
Yes. So I'll go to the second introduction, which we all have been used to saying, right? You
Okay.
told a bit about myself, but I always say this actually. Many of my friends who are here, they would be knowing my life has a story. Yeah. So I'm a computer professional. I was working in London, and I was happy. I would say I was happy. I was meeting people, good exposure. Everything was good. Once I moved back to India, was when I realized that I was not made for machines. I was made more for humans, I would say. I was able to connect to people more. I was able to connect to their emotions more, and I would get people who would want to come and talk to me. That was the time when I realized that maybe my life has a different calling, and this is how I would say I tweaked my journey, and I started reading. I started technically, like, I enrolled for my master's in counseling, and I did my special education. So I would say I just took a detour from what I was doing, and I'm much more happier and content now.
Very nice, very nice. So, tell us, based on your experiences, what do you see? What is the scenario of mental health awareness in India?
Okay. Uh, Let us be very honest. It is not good. Definitely not good. And till now, even educated, the tier one city, they still have this feeling that, oh, if you are going to a counselor, it means there is something wrong with you.
Sound is there. I don't know from where it is coming.
Let us see how it is now. It's better now? Yeah. So, one thing which I have observed always is when you go to a beauty parlor, we are all very happy telling it, oh, I went to this and this spa for the physical beauty, right? When I go to a gymnasium, a gym, I say, oh, I'm taking care of my physical health. I go to a doctor. I do not have any problem in sharing with my friends that I'm going to a doctor because I had such and such issues. But why do we all hide that I'm going to a counselor, right? So this still remains a stigma. And I really want everybody to be aware that it is okay to be not okay, right? As we have all the emotions in our life, we have different feelings, right? Sometimes we get stuck with a certain negative feeling and we are not able to come out. How about tending to those emotions? How about reaching out to a mental health professional? Few sessions, it just gives you a completely different horizon to your life. Trust me, Neetu, I have got so many stories to share. I know time is less. I'm not going to do that right now, but I have so many stories to share how people have come to my session and they, like after an hour, they are like, oh my God, and like this is what they say, oh my God, I'm so sorted. I really feel as if the clutter is out. So I tell this to my teen, all the teens who I mentor, that I'm your garbage bin. Every week I come to you once in a week, and what I'm going to talk about is only the garbages. So my garbage bin is out. Declutter yourself. You go back happy, fresh, empty. So it is very much important. One good thing which has happened during pandemic is people are now realizing, because it is affecting them, they are getting more and more affected, so which is not good, but then this is how it has been, right? Staying at home has not been good for all of us. So I am these days getting calls from even tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, and people are reaching out. I would really like to talk about one gentleman who called me from a very remote area. Couple of sessions, and then I was like, I was trying to give him some tools. It was a case of depression. Only one thing he told, Madam, aap jo bhi bolenge. So he was talking to me in Hindi. What he meant was, whatever you will say, I'm going to do as per your wish, because I really want to be happy. I just want to keep my wife and children happy. I was so touched. This is what. So, and he's doing perfectly fine, couple of sessions. So why have this stigma around this? Why not consult a mental health professional and see how much benefit it gives to you? Yeah. So I hope I have
Yes,
given an idea of how it is right now.
it was a nice explanation. Okay, so as I understand, you work with neurodiverse population, meaning the special need people. Tell us something about that. How is it?
Yeah. So when we talk about a neurodiverse population, it means kids or adults or teens with special need. This is a segment of the society, I would say, which is very discriminated. That is very, very sad, actually. I'm working towards trying to dispel the stigma. There is still a lot of stigma surrounding them. Kids who come across as hyperactive, kids who come across as physically disabled, don't you think they have always been segregated? This
Right.
is how it
Yes.
is, right? But right now, what I am going to do is, what I am doing is, I'm a trained professional. So when you said RCI certified, as we have Medical Council of India, similarly, we have something which is called Rehabilitation Council of India, and it is a governing body which takes care of the special need population. And right now, we are in a very good state because the government is now realizing the fact that the special abilities population has been segregated, they have been discriminated, whereas they have a lot of talent.
Yes.
So let us bring the best about them. So I'm trained in that, and I finished my 2 years course, which gives me a registration number, which entitles me to have my center, have my own place of work, and I deal with kids, teens, and adults with varied issues. When we say varied issues, special need again happens to be an umbrella. So there are terms which are terms for so many, but for me, I would say it is my life. Autism spectrum disorder, cerebral palsy, ADSD, that is hyperactivity. You will get many kids who are very hyperactive, right? There is something called learning disability. Then we have got something called Down syndrome. And then I also deal with visual impairment, hearing impairment, mental retardation. Now the government has stopped us using the term mental retardation. We use intellectual disability, that is ID. So what I do, Neetu, as a professional is any child who approaches me, any parent who approach me, I do their assessment. I do their assessment as to all the domains. This is very technical. I'm not going to explain in detail, but I do the assessment of the child so as I understand what is the functional level of the child. And once I have understood the level of the child, the functional level, there are gaps, right? There are gaps. I get kids who are around 9, 10 years old who are not able to communicate properly. I get kids who are around 12, 13, they're not even toilet trained. And it is not about, it's not that they're mad, because this is the word which people use out of ignorance, that, oh, this is mad. But actually, it is not so. It is not so. So I make a program for them. Right now, what has happened is because of COVID, it has been, I would say, we are all working online. So I make programs I sit with parents online. I make program. I would say I make a home program. I share with parents. They send me videos. So we are regularly in touch. It's just that I'm not working with them, the parents work. So this is the online mode right now, but things are better. Kids are now, they have sort of resumed coming back to me. And yeah, so this is about the special need population and also the stigma. Let us, let us all make it more inclusive if possible. Let us be more accommodative. I have got people who have come in a state where they have got everything, but just because they have a special need child, they have been made to look down, which actually is very, very saddening. It's not that they're mentally challenged, it's just that their sensory integration is different. The way they perceive things are different. So I work towards making them mainstreamed, and I also am working towards removing the discrimination against them.
Wow. That's so nice to know. Okay, so we'll move on to next question of mine. Okay, going through your profile, I see that you are a life coach. So share some experience of that, how you do the life coaching.
Okay. So, life coach, Neetu, life coach has been a very new concept in India. Developed city still there, but developing city, I think, still a long way to go. This is a concept. Life coach is a concept which is very common in the Western countries. Talk about the Hollywood celebrities, talk about the sportsmen, the talk about the billionaires, talk about successful entrepreneurs. They all have a life coach with them. Okay, so what actually is life coach? Life coach. Okay, so WHO, the World Health Organization, talks about life skills, and they say that we an individual should have a complete living of our life, a holistic living of our life, and we should be able to fulfill all the joys of our life, and we should be able to achieve our maximum potential. So how do we do that? It is not only about your degrees, it is not only about your education, right? What life skills we talk about is, and WHO actually, by the way, we have 120 life skills. If you would like to know more about, WHO has picked up 10 specific ones. They say they are the best ones. They are actually the dominant ones, which one should be aware of. Okay, so life skills like communication skills, interpersonal skills, mindfulness, managing emotions, managing stress, which actually is very, you connect. It is so important, right? Empathy. So these are all very important, right? Very, very important for any single person to be able to live the life to the fullest. Do we have time? Can I explain something?
Yes.
Yeah. So let us talk about managing emotions. Okay. What is happening? Why are we seeing that there is a lot of emotional turmoil? Why everybody is sort of struggling emotionally, right? So then we understand that when we are equipped with this life skill, why the generation above, our your father, my father, leave the grandfathers, even our fathers, right? They had never any issues. We have seen them working, right? They used to work equally hard, right? With lesser means, I would say, with lesser privileges, but we have never seen that depression, anxiety, stress. Not. Why are we struggling? Why the generation next, that is the our kids, they are struggling even more because we are not equipped. So I as a life coach, what I do is I take individual sessions. I'm called by schools, I'm called by corporates. So I have my module. Let us say I last month I did a live session for a school in Dwarka, okay, and it was for the teachers, and they wanted it. They wanted me to take two topics. So one was the communication skills, the second was managing emotions, and we had a gala time because I had a lot to give and I had a lot to learn as well from the teachers. It was very interactive session. So at the end of which, the feedback which they gave was, oh my God, it makes a lot of sense. Even though we were aware of things, I think we were not completely aware. We were not very mindful of it. So I, as a life coach, want to bring about all those fragments, all those segments alive in your life so that you're able to not only enjoy your life, fulfill your life, your goals, everything at the maximum level, but you enjoy every single moment of your life. Be mindfully aware of things. As I'm talking about you, I have got so many things after this session, maybe tomorrow, right? But right now, I'm very much here. I'm very mindful. I'm very mindful of the moment. I'm in a session. I'm in live with my friend Neetu, right? So I'm being very mindfully aware. What it gives me is the joy, the pleasure, which I should be having right now. So this is one of the segments, mindfulness.
Wow. So nice, actually. We are aware, I mean, we know, but we are not aware of these things.
Yeah.
Wow. So moving ahead to get us enlightened through you. So I noticed that you do play therapy also, and I find it very interesting. Play therapy. So how do you do that? Therapy and play both at the same time.
Yeah. So this is again, if I have to speak, I have to explain. It's one of the niche areas, play, play and therapy. And why do we need play as a therapy? Isn't it? Contradictory. Play should have no boundary. Why should anybody even talk about play as a therapy? But I am a play therapist. So let me explain, why do I have to work? Why do I do play therapy, and what do I do in a play therapy session? Okay. So when you talk about the developmental milestone of any child, play happens to be a very important segment. Okay. With play, what happens? Go back to your days, right? When we were small, play, what all does it involve? It involves a lot of conversation, to and fro conversation, right? It involves a lot of turn taking skills. You take turn, I wait for my turn, right? So we get a lot of patience, right? We have to have patience. Play also involves a lot of reasoning, lot of thinking, right? How do I defeat my friend? How do I really, somehow come out of this, right?
Yeah.
It wants it gives you a lot of input to mental stimulation. It also gives a lot of freedom of expression of emotions, right? Because during play, have you not cried? Have you not jumped with joy? I have done all, isn't it?
Yes.
So play is a very holistic development, a very, very holistic development. But it so happens that there are few kids who, during the milestone, during the developmental growing years, what happens is they're stuck at some part of their lives as with regard to play. And then the chronological development happens 5 6 7 years, but those milestones which are being missed, they reflect later. So we see a lot of difference in their personality. Okay, so there are two segments which I do one play therapy with a special needs child. So again, as I was talking about my role as a special need population, as a special need educator. So what happens is I get a special need child who are completely, they have no play skills at all. So I get parents who say that, ma'am, I've got a big playroom and I have given a lot of toys to my child, but he just doesn't even know. So what happens, Neetu? Technically, the science of play, when you are growing, there are different stages of play. The first stage is solitary play, where I have a toy and I just play with it on my own. Then comes parallel play. So I have got my friend who comes and I have my own. Okay. So I have my own toy. My friend has her own toy. So we both are playing. It's parallel play. Then comes interactive play. I start playing with my friend. So we both run together. Our cars are dashing. Then comes pretend and play or role play. So let us say my comp becomes my phone, my comp becomes my aeroplane, right? Anything. So this is pretend and play. We all have done. But there are few kids who are not able to do that. And then they're stuck at that level. So I sort of, I go back, I do the assessment, I go back to that stage and I develop their play skills, which actually gives me a result in so many other areas. This is one part of play therapy which I do. The other part of play therapy which I do is with teens and adolescents. This is very exciting. I'm not getting much chance to do this, which I would really love to. Maybe now the times are good, safer. I'm going to start using play to deal the anxiety issues, the emotional issues, which is going around the teens and the adolescent. This is again a very niche area, very few people are doing it. So I use playway method, then sitting and talking about, okay, what is bothering you, with using my play skills, using my, different tools, different toys, not those toys which you are thinking about. They're different. We have sand play, we have different kinds of play, which actually gives me an insight into the mindset of the child, of the teen I'm working with. It just tells me about what is going on, what is bothering them. And this is how I, sort of help them come out of their emotional turmoil.
Wow, that sounds very interesting. Very
Thank you.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, since now we are enlightened, you have enlightened us a lot. Now, how about a twist, a magical twist? And let the magic unfold and let us have a story session from the storyteller, Shalini. How about a story session?
Yes, a thumbs up from all. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So stories have been, stories. I'm very passionate about stories. And so I do all kind of stories. I do stories for kids, for toddlers, for school going kids, for teens, for corporates. I do session for I'm called next week for a very big school in Bangalore for stories only for the teachers. So stories again are, yeah, stories have a lot of fun element. Stories also have a very non-directive approach towards teaching, right? They have, yeah. So let me start with a small. I also do shortest stories, very two-liners. So let me start with this. The lady was looking towards the cupboard. She opened the cupboard and she was looking for a purse. And finally, she could choose one purse from her collection of 99 purses. She took the purse, went fast. She had to attend a function. And the function was for being minimalistic.
Okay.
Did it make sense? Did you get the catch of it? Okay. So the lady was invited to a function, minimalistic, right? And she is called there and she's like, so the contradiction part of it. So
Right.
these are very impactful. Yeah, these are very impactful. They cater to, it's more for corporates, it's for grown-ups, not for the teens. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Let me have a fun story, not maybe with a message also. Yeah. So, there was a boy madly in love with a girl, and he wanted to marry the girl, a very beautiful, one of the most beautiful of her area. So the boy wants to marry the girl, and then he's trying to woo. The girl is also ready, and then he has to approach the father, because once the father says yes, then only the boy can marry the girl. So he goes to the father and he says, "Sir, I am deeply in love with your daughter, and I really want to marry her. Would you mind?" The father was like, okay. So he asked about the boy. What does he do? He told about what was he doing, and he said, okay, looks okay to me, but I have only one condition, and I want you to fulfill that condition. And if you are able to fulfill the condition, I give the hand of my daughter to you. My daughter becomes your life. The boy was like, because he really wanted to marry the lady, he was like, yes, tell me, sir, anything, I will do. The man says, it's very simple. You just have to go out. There is a big field, a very big ground. You stand at the center of the ground, and I want you to catch the tail of the big buffalo which will be coming near you. Okay, so 3 chances. You stand at the center of the ground and you'll get 3 chances. Buffalo will be running towards you. You just have to catch the tail of the buffalo. And if you're able to do either one of the times out of 3, my daughter is yours. Ha! The man was like, oh my God, the boy. So simple, is it? Had I known this, oh my God, it's so simple. I was thinking he's going to grill me with his questions, with his looks, but nothing, so simple. So the next day, the stipulated time, the boy arrives and he is like, yes, I am there. And he is at the center of the field. The gate towards the end opens and a buffalo enters. The boy is all very, very focused. I have to catch the tail of the buffalo. But he just couldn't believe his eyes, because that buffalo was so huge. He just could not even think for a second. He just moved away, because he had never seen a buffalo as huge as it was, and he thought trying to catch the buffalo's tail is going to be a big mistake. He would be really injured. So he said, not to worry, I have got 2 more chances, and definitely the next one will not be so big. Okay, so the next chance, again, very focused. His body posture is all ready, and the buffalo arrives. The second one actually turns out to be equally giant, a little less, but something which he was still scared of. So he was like, oh my God, what do I do? He did not move away straight away, but he was thinking. But as the buffalo was approaching nearer and nearer, he thought, no, I think it would not be a good choice to, break my bones trying to catch the tail of the buffalo. So, of course, the third one definitely will be the smallest one, and I'm going to try that. So he moves away. The third time, the buffalo, and this boy, he knew that he had the only last chance, right? The only chance left. And he was like, whatever happens, maybe I should have caught the second one, but whatever happens, I am going to be on my toes this time. And as the door opened, he was on the moon. Why? Because it was the smallest size. It was of the smallest. It was actually the smallest buffalo. He never imagined buffalo can be like that. It was as tiny as a goat. And he started dreaming, oh my God. So finally, I get a go ahead and the girl is mine. And so he's still focused. As the buffalo nears him, he was about to catch the tails. He falls down. The buffalo has no tail.
Oh, oh
Yes.
my God.
So this actually has a lot of significance. When this story I tell, it's fun, but if I have to, sort of associate it with a message, never wait for your chance, right? Take what comes. Do not always wait that, okay, let me wait, because maybe your time will not come again. So just take the opportunity, deep dive, keep diving, keep moving.
Such a motivation, such a motivation. Grab the opportunity as soon as it comes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Should not wait for the next time. It
yeah,
might never come actually. Yeah.
yes.
Such a motivation you are. So, Shalini, as you have enlightened us so much. I mean, I think people are able to overcome the barrier and shackles surrounding special need population. They now know about what is play therapy, how psychological counseling is important. So you have enlightened us so much. Thank you for sharing so much knowledge with us. And what else can I say? This is such an awareness which people will, I mean, whenever they watch this video, whoever is watching this video now or whoever watches this video later, they will get so much knowledge and so much awareness about all the, I mean, all the things that you do. So thank you for sharing so much knowledge with us. And for all the people who joined this live session, we I'm really thankful to you all. We both are really thankful to you all for joining the
Yes.
live session.
Yes, a lot of them, lot of them. Thank you so much, all of you. I did see a couple of names popping up, and my heart was full of joy. And Neetu, all the best for this endeavor. What you are doing is definitely going to be, going to reach higher and higher. And I really want everybody to be very aware that it's okay to be not okay. And when you are not okay and when you're not able to deal with it, reach out to a professional. Please do. Let us try to break this barrier. It does a lot of good. Thank you, Neetu, and thank you all of you for your precious time.
Before we end this, I just want to tell everyone that you we are from the same school and she is my idol. She has been a multi-talented and she has been a great cricketer. Nobody knows that. I mean, people will be amazed to know that you are such a great sportsman, a cricketer who used to play such good cricket, and you were an all-rounder. And I used to, I mean, you are my idol actually. You have been my idol,
It
and I
means
really
so
look
much.
up to you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being in my show. And thank you, you all the lovely people, for joining this show. And thank you to all who watch this video later also. And share this
Yes, yeah.
awareness whenever you can, with whoever you can, who needs it. Thank
A big
you.
thumbs
Bye.
up to all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Neetu.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.